What's going on, everyone? Juice Bags here, and welcome back to some Dungeon Defenders 2. Ever since the Engineer came out, or when the Engineer first came out, there was a power combo in DD2 that was just undeniable. And that, of course, was using a railgun combined with Magnites. Now, a few nerfs later, and even the greatest Pokemon fans stopped using Magnites, and they're really, really good. They're absolutely incredible. They fully AFK siege rollers, and they just dish out the pain. Remember, they hit twice, once going and once coming back, and just do an incredible job. They were absolutely beast mode at launch. They got toned down, and they're not quite beast mode worthy, but they are a strong competitor for most standard grinding in Chaos 10 in Dungeon Defenders 2. So let's go ahead and build it out and see what we can do with our Magnites. Now we're going to do basically the same thing on every lane, and that is going to set us up with a little bit of a weakness, which we'll get into in a moment. Now we're going with a Werewolf Commander here, just because I like them and I love playing active on the Hunter. You could completely resolve the weakness that this has by using a cheaper wall. So using literally any other blockade that's lower cost is just going to save the day for you. Now we are going to come back and we're going to go a railgun. We're going to get 2 Magnites up in there. And then we're going to give those guys Destructive Pylon, and we're going to give them a buff beam. Now I would love to be able to give them a boost star as well, but there's just not enough DU. So we are going with that. Now, the setup here is, no surprise. Defense rate, anti-melee, anti-chaos on the Magnites. Mass destruction, enhanced throw, I am choosing as the 3rd shard, but you can use anything in that 3rd slot. Railguns, energy overload, defense rate, anti-melee, mass destruction, and destruction. The railguns do really, really good with crit damage. You can put crit damage as the golly roll, and then use power transfer to jack that crit chance up, and it just makes them really shine. Now, we're not going to use any boost stars on this one, which I do love the combination of the boost star and the buff beam, but we just don't have enough DU because I'm going to be stubborn and use my doggos, even though they cost way too damn much. So we are going to get our werewolves in there. We're going to do the same thing over on this lane. So let's go railgun. Let's get some Magnites. You can actually crowd your werewolf as well. And then not have to use 2 reflect beams, as you'll get the destructive pylon off of that front reflect beam on the other defenses. However, if you do that, then you're risking a cyborg attack, and that is not something that we want. The cyborgs can hit around that reflect beam even with automation or tenacity on it. So you want to be careful of that. And just for pure lazy mode, I don't want to have to pay attention. So I am going to build it without crowding those werewolves. Now, the Magnites do have the shorter range. So like in this situation, we're going to want to throw the Magnites in the front and then our railgun in the back. We will give these guys the old buff beam treatment, of course. Let's get it down there on the rail, though. And then we're going to want to give them that destructive pylon, too. So let's just do that. That will handle it. Now, you see we got 20 DU left over. We all know hex throwers get uppity. So we're going to give a reflect beam right here to protect the core, just in case any hex throwers get a little out of control. Now we got 300 left. Do with it as you will. I'm going to upgrade all the Magnites just because Magnites are fun. So let's go ahead and hit the Magnite upgrades. Now I mentioned there's going to be a weakness here. The weakness is flyers. There's going to be flyers that sneak through. Just going to happen. So although I am very comfortable with how the lanes are going to run, I am going to want to keep an eye out for flyers and make sure to mow them down. Now, the fix to this is don't be so goddamn stubborn and insist on using doggos when they cost so much. You can use a training dummy here. Save 30 DU per lane. That gives you 90 extra DU. You could just throw a Skyguard tower down here, and then you're going to have another 40. You can pick whatever you think is going to be the hardest lane and add in a boost star as well, and it's just going to devastate. So that is the answer to the flyer problem. However, if you want to be nice and stubborn like I am, I'm going to use my doggos anyway and just shoot the flyers. So as you see, some flyers are going to get hit, yet do not be surprised if one sneaks through like that guy right there. So we'll go ahead and get a couple of shots in on that one. Of course, if you're a little more active and you just jump on the flyers as soon as they spawn, then you're going to free up, you know, the defenses that are there, as they will take shots. The problem is the flyers that come from that lane and the flyers that come from that lane, there's almost always going to be something a little heavier or healthier with more HP in the lane, and that means that the railguns are not going to shoot at the flyers. So they will periodically shoot at flyers, but they're not going to get every one of them in this particular configuration. Like I said, easy fix. If you do want to AFK it out, just bust out your training dummies, slap them in, and prop it, and you can go full AFK on this one. Draconlord's no problem, Siege Roller's no problem. It's all going to get handled, even if you're just not around. Now, if we get a Siege Roller, of course, we'll take a look at that in action. But, you know, I don't plan on AFKing this run. I'm going to be a little more active on it. Let's throw just a few rando upgrades around. We'll get one there, one there. Let's just throw some other stuff in here as well, and just let it fly here for this second wave. The flyers should get a little bit more intensive. We might have to put in a little bit more work to the flyers. But I'm telling you, y'all, don't neglect your Magnites. The Magnites are cool as hell. It's one of the most unique defenses in the game as far as, like, doing something different than anything else. And they look cool. You know, they look cool. That is for sure. Sharkin coming in hot, yet they are going to be, the Sharkin's going to be no match for those Magnites. It's just going to wreck it up and get right through those guys. We got a little bit of a build up on our doggo here, but you see he's just like barely taking any damage, and it's just a non-issue altogether, and get burned out. Now we do have a flyer there. Let's get that one. Looks like it was only one flyer that wave. I'm surprised the flyers weren't a little bit more of a problem. I think I'm just getting a little lucky with some of those railgun shots out there. But pretty smooth transition. Now, you know, obviously, since we're building back away from the spawns, this is definitely not the fastest way to run this map. You can run this map way quicker, get in more runs per hour if you're, like, grinding out the pet or something along those lines. And, you know, if you've got a purpose on why you're there, then, of course, you always want to prioritize how fast you're getting maps run or completed. It's pretty much an easy clap, though. Even though the wall is getting a little bit of build-up, it's just not taking any damage at all. Yeah, here comes some flyers, but there's not a whole lot in the lanes. So I think these flyers might actually all get smacked. Let's see how it goes once they come into the map. Are they going to get shot? Yeah, they all got wrecked except one. Actually, or yeah, all but one got tore up. That one's down to half health, so just a couple of shots and he's dead. But yeah, there we go. So super smooth sailing here. Let's go ahead and just slam in some rando upgrades, and let's jump on forward to wave number 5. If we do get a siege roller between now and wave number 5, I will pop in so you guys can see the automated siege roller killing. But let's jump on forward here. All right, so here we go into wave number 5. We did not get a siege roller yet. Hoping I get one here. Looks like I got the map full up now. Well, I didn't. I neglected this lane a little bit. We'll slap the leftovers in here. Not going to really bother with collecting up everything. Let's see. Do we have a siege roller this time? Captain. No. Oh, no, we got a siege roller up here. So we'll get to see the siege roller in action, and it just so happens to be on the lane that I didn't upgrade all the way. Isn't that how it works? We'll throw one more in there. Let's just let it fly. Now, when the engineer came out and the Magnites were crazy powerful, they were without a doubt usable on any map and completely clear. And the only difference now, they're still really powerful and can still completely clear, but they're going to be a little bit more situational on what map you choose to use them on. These guys are going to be able to get the job done, but they need line of sight. They do pierce enemies, so straight lanes are going to be better, and their range is not incredible, So it doesn't even take a long straight lane, just a short straight lane, and the Magnites are going to devastate because they do just hit everything. They're going to pierce all those enemies and just shred it, going forward and back. So you're going to get the double whammy here. We got the captain rolling out. We got our siege roller coming too. We're going to let that siege roller just come. We'll completely AFK it out here. I'm assuming the siege roller will be the last Gobu standing here. We'll have to see how that rolls. Captain is coming out now. Should get just slapped. Yeah, the railgun, of course, is going to prioritize the captain because it is a healthy boy. So, yeah, captain just... Oof, poor captain. Now, it looks like the siege roller may make it... it's still back there pretty far, actually. It's all the way back in that spawn up there so far. It might not be the last mob, though. Yeah, it's coming into range now. So as we see that siege roller get closer and closer to those Magnites, you're going to see its health just disappear. Remember, the Magnites do pierce, so they're going through. On the way back, they're hitting the siege roller's sweet spot. Looks like they're coming into range now, and yeah, you just see the siege roller health just completely melts. So good stuff there. Automated siege rollers, no problem. And yeah, the wall took 0 damage and the siege roller died. So good stuff. Now the siege roller does have to get in close. The Magnites need to actually pierce and then come back to get that damage in. So it's not like going to be spawn camping them or anything, but it does do real well. Now this, of course, is our worst lane. And you see with that in mind, our unupgraded doggo did take some damage. Didn't even get to half health, though, so nothing to be overly concerned about. And there we go. We got Malthius bringing up the rear. Of course, Malthius is going to take their sweet old time. Here comes Railguns, though. Yeah. Sorry, Malthius. It's time for you to go. So coming into Magnite range, and then just absolutely gets devastated. So not going to be a best-in-slot type defense to use on every map, yet usable on almost every map. So Magnites are cool, y'all. Don't count them out. Give them a shot. It's a super fun defense. Very unique and able to get the job done for you. But that will do it for now. Thanks an absolute ton for watching. Hopefully everyone's having a wonderful weekend. And I will see you next time around. Take it easy.